This segment is sponsored by Reverse Mortgage.Pro.
If you're thinking about getting a reverse mortgage, you may have questions, including what are the options in getting funds from it? And today we are going to get some great information from an expert. Joining us this morning is our good friend of the show, Brad Friedman, Reverse Director at Reverse Mortgage.Pro. And we welcome him back to Virginia this morning. Always good to see you, Brad. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here. I appreciate it.
We started talking about options. So what are our options?
So the reverse mortgage program is the ability to use the biggest asset a senior has, typically the equity they've built up in their home. And you could draw that equity out on a loan. You're not signing the house over to anybody. You could draw those funds out in a lump sum. You can get a monthly payment sent to you. That's how the reverse mortgage program was designed. As opposed to you making a payment to the bank pays you on a monthly basis. Or the most common use of the reverse mortgage is to be set up in a line of credit so that you could draw out the amount of funds you need as you need it, when you need it. And of course, if you don't need it, don't draw the funds out. It stays there and it grows so that you have some protections in the future.
So I kind of feel like a lot of people know what an equity line is, but there are differences and some similarities as well, right?
Absolutely. So we're all common with the phrase a home equity line of credit. And that's a product that a bank typically offers that uses some of the equity in your home, typically for short-term financing. And that allows you to draw the funds out as you need it, when you need it. The only difference between the reverse mortgage home equity line of credit and the bank home equity line of credit is in the monthly payment. The bank is going to require you to make a monthly payment, typically interest only, that doesn't ever go down towards paying down the principal until they call the note due, typically in 3 to 5 years. The reverse mortgage, of course, has no monthly payment. So as long as you stay in the property as your primary residence, you don't have any repayment required whatsoever. There's a big difference on the side of the future. So with the reverse mortgage, the line of credit grows over a period of time. Every year you get some more money available to you. With the bank home equity line of credit, they can stop the ability to draw funds at any time. And that's one of the downsides that's happened with this virus and the troubles that we've had in the financial system. Almost 70 million lines of credit have been cut down or cut off completely. And if you're a senior and you're in a position where you're relying on those funds from the bank, it makes it very difficult. HUD guarantees that line of credit will stay open with the reverse mortgage line of credit.
Well, I know this is not going to come as a shock to you, Brad, because you deal with it all the time, but some people still kind of clinch up or get a negative reaction when we talk about a reverse mortgage. Why is that?
Reverse mortgage is very commonly misunderstood. It's a little bit different. It's like a hammer. It's a tool. If you drop it on your foot and use it wrong, it could really hurt. But if you use it right, it can help build your financial situation. The first key with the reverse mortgage is to get educated. There are so many common misconceptions that you and I have talked about over the years, like you're signing the house over to the government or the bank, and that's absolutely not true. Or your children won't inherit the property, and that's not true. The first step of the reverse mortgage process is to get educated about it. And that's the part that we like to specialize in. That's our first step. When you call and talk to us, we're going to go through a whole process of making sure that we're on the same page with what the reverse mortgage is all about. Once people get educated about it and what happens with the reverse mortgage now, how you access the funds, and what happens in the future when you're no longer living in the property as your primary residence, that's when people really start to come on board with the positives about the reverse mortgage program. So typically when you get educated about it, you understand it a little bit more. It's not that you heard somebody said something in the past and they didn't like it. It is a very good program. It's put together by HUD. It's been around for many, many years, and it's not as bad as people think.
Last question, because we're almost out of time. Brad, I know you pretty well, but I don't know this about you. Would you let your mom get a reverse mortgage?
I absolutely would. My mother has a reverse mortgage. She used a reverse mortgage to purchase the property that she's living in, and she absolutely loves it. She has no monthly payment to pay. She can pay if she chooses to. That's an option. But to be able to buy a house and not have to make a monthly payment, she absolutely loves it.
Good boy. Thank you, Brad. Always good talking to you.
Great to hear from you. Thank you.
Right. Reverse Mortgage.Pro has been your local reverse expert since 1990. For more information on Reverse Mortgage.Pro, give them a call, 804-944-8401. You can visit them online at reversemortgage.pro. And stick around. Virginia This Morning returns after a short break.